Good morning, boys and girls. It's Miss Howard. Today we're going to continue learning about word problems involving length. Our success criteria for this are I can estimate and measure lengths in customary units, and I can solve word problems about length. So let's dig a little deeper. When we think about length, we need to think about it being from the distance from one end of an object to the other end. So today we're going to talk about some customary lengths of unit that you already know about. So our customary units of length, when we think about them from the shortest to longest, the very first one is inches. That is the smallest amount. Next, we have feet, then yards, and the last one, miles. So inches, feet, yards, miles. That's going from shortest to longest. Let's look at some things about inches. Inches are the smallest unit in the customary measurement. Some things that are about 1 inch. So your knuckle on your hand, from your hand to your knuckle, is about 1 inch. So if you don't have a ruler, you can always use the length from your hand to your knuckle to measure. Also, the size of a quarter. A quarter is about 1 inch. The tab off of a can, that's also about 1 inch. And a paper clip, a small paper clip, is about 1 inch. So if you don't have a ruler, you can easily grab some of these items and measure at home. So inches, we use a ruler to measure inches. Inches on this ruler are the 1, 2, and 3, the bigger spaces. That's an inch. So what are some things you can measure using inches? And here's your hint. Think about things that may fit on your desk. Your pencil, your eraser, your marker. These things you would measure in inches. Next, we're going to talk about things that would be a foot, or we would measure in feet. And feet are used to measure bigger things. It takes 12 inches to make 1 foot. So when we're looking at things we can measure in feet, a floor tile on the floor in our classroom is about 1 foot. A ruler is 1 foot. It's 12 inches. How long your folder is that we keep our things in, 1 foot. These are all things that are about 1 foot. Also, we think about the size of a sub sandwich. It would be a foot long, as they call it when you go to Subway. Another thing that you could use if you didn't have a ruler or a tile or your folder is from your elbow to your wrist is 1 foot. Everybody touch your elbow and all the way to your wrist, and that's 1 foot. So you have something you can measure with on your body. So feet, 12 inches equals 1 foot. So we went from inches now and added up 12 of those to make 1 foot. A ruler is exactly 1 foot long. So measuring in feet. What can you measure using feet? And this hint is things that can't fit on your desk but can fit in the room. So we may think of our book bag or our whiteboards, our bigger whiteboards, or our carpet squares. These are all things in our classroom that we would measure in feet. Next thing we're going to talk about is yards. And yards are measured, used to measure really big things. And it takes 3 feet to make 1 yard. So we've gone from inches, feet, and now yards. 3 feet make 1 yard. So things that are about 1 yard. A guitar. The length of the guitar is about 1 yard. 3 floor tiles in our classroom are about 1 yard. The length of a baseball bat is 1 yard. And then 1 yard would also be 3 rulers because 1 ruler is 1 foot. So if we put 3 of those together, we make a yard. A yard is about as big as you can spread your arms. So if you take right now and spread your arms from one end to the other, stretch out, fingers out, that is about 1 yard. So if you don't have a yardstick or 3 rulers, you could always stretch out your arms as far as they can and point your fingers, and that would be 1 yard. So, measuring in yards. What can you measure using yards? Hint, things that are too big to fit in one room. So, think about mom and dad's car. You would measure it in yards. Think about a swimming pool. You might measure it in yards. These things would be too big to fit in one room. So, I want you to show what you know. This is a spoon. Would you use inches, feet, or yards? The spoon you eat your breakfast cereal with. Let's think about it. I know inches are small and feet are 12 inches and yards are 3 feet, and a spoon I can stick in my mouth, I can put on my desk. It must be inches. So, what unit would you use to measure the playground? So think about the playground at recess. Will we measure in inches, feet, or yards? So we know inches are small, feet are 12 inches, and yards are 3 feet. So look at this playground. Is it a small item or a large item? It looks kind of big to me, so I don't think I'd want to get out there and measure in inches. That would be a lot of inches that we would have to measure. Feet, that would be a little bit better, but what would be even better? That's right, yards. All right, what unit would you use to measure a sofa? So we know we've got inches, feet, and yards again. Inches I can put on my desk. Feet I can't necessarily put on my desk, but I can put them in my room. But yards don't fit in our house. Well, most of us have a sofa in our house, so which one would be the best one to measure with? That's right, feet. Okay, let's review some more. What would be the best unit to measure the height of a window? So look at your window in your house right now. Would you measure it in inches, feet, or yards? That's right, feet. What about the length of your shoe? Inches, feet, or yards? Think about your shoe. Can it fit on your desk? Can it not fit on your desk but fit in the room? Or can it not fit in the room? That's right, your shoe can fit on your desk, so it must be inches. What about the distance to Mars? Okay, we've got inches, feet, yards. Which one? The distance to Mars, is it going to fit on our desk? Is it not going to fit on our desk but fit in the room? Or not fit in the room at all? That's right, we'd use yards or miles, which are bigger than yards. What is the best unit to measure the height of a skyscraper? Once again, will it fit on my desk? Will it not fit on my desk but fit in the room? Or will it not fit in the room at all? That's right, the skyscraper is not going to fit in our room. So the skyscraper would either be yards or miles. All right, let's watch.
We are the women and men of measurement. If there's a distance, we find the length of it. We know we can always put 12 inches inside a foot, and 1 yard just won't be complete if it does not contain 3 feet. 1 inch is what you got if you're looking at the top of a bottle of pop. On your thumb is about 1 inch from your knuckle to your fingertip. We are the women and men of measurement. If there's a distance, we find the length of it. The length of the folder where your work is put measures out to just 1 foot.
You'll find a foot if you look at the height of the parrot on my hook.
Yar. A football field has 100 marks. Each one is a yard apart.
At the plate with a softball bat, a yard is about what you're looking at.
Open your fingers a pinch and make an inch. Then make your hands look just like a foot. Put them 3 times as far and make a yard. Now we know how long they are. We are the women and men of measurement. If there's a distance, we find the length of it.
Alright guys, that's it. That's all. I want you to go and complete your exit slip that is in your classwork section of your Google Classroom. See you guys later.